Good morning. My name is Natasha Mbengo. The okay. I should start again. Okay. Good morning. My name is Natasha Mbengo from the Department of Disaster Management Affairs in Malawi. I'm here to present the legal and policy framework for the country. So, just to give you a background, in 1991, the country was affected by flash floods in one of the districts, which led to loss of life of 500 people. And this served as a wake-up call for the government to establish a law that provided for establishment of an institution to direct and coordinate disaster risk management affairs. And this is the institution that I'm working for, the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, which is mandated to direct and coordinate disaster risk management affairs in all the country. So we have an act which was passed in 1991, the National Disaster Relief and Preparedness Act, and it has provisions on the establishment of structures at national, district, as well as local level, as well as establishment of a funding mechanism. And this law, since it was acted in 1991, it was on preparedness and relief. But coming to 2005, the focus changed from preparedness and relief to disaster risk management. And this time we developed a policy, National Disaster Risk Management Policy, which was aligned to the Hyogo Framework for Action. And this policy was from 2015 to 2021. Now it has outlived its life and is under review. And even the Act, the 1991 Act, is also under review. We have a National Disaster Risk Management bill in place, which has taken on board all the emerging issues, including the Sendai Framework for Action, the Malawi 2063, which is the 2063 agenda. And coming this August, we are hoping that it will be passed. It's going to be passed in Parliament. So that's about the legal framework. We have the law in place and as well as the policy in place. And when we have the disasters, every year we produce the contingency plan to guide the implementation or response to disasters. And this falls for the release of the forecast, because the disasters that we experience in Malawi are weather related. So we wait for the forecast every year. When we have the forecast, we could develop the contingency plan. We prioritize 5 hazards. Usually there are floods, dry spells, pest infestation, disease outbreak, and even the strong winds. These are the 5 prioritized hazards. So we use the cluster system approach. We adopted the global cluster system approach. So we have the 11 clusters in Malawi. We have the coordination cluster, health, nutrition cluster, agriculture, food security, transport and logistics, education, protection. We also have the shelter and camp management and the search and rescue. And all these are led by UN agencies, by government of Malawi departments, and co-led by the UN agencies. And we have 2, protection and shelter and camp management, which the Malawi Red Cross co-lead. So we use this cluster system approach when we're developing the contingency plans, and this contingency plans is used as we anticipate for the disasters. But when the disaster happens, we now develop the response plans, and these are based on the actual impact. And these response plans are also based on the impact of the disaster and also the identified needs of the affected people. So we develop them to guide the actual response. And we also have the lean season food insecurity, and this is a document that is developed to guide the response to food insecurity in Malawi, and this follows the report, which is developed by an independent committee. We call it the Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee that goes out into the community, assess the food security situation, and when there are people that are likely to be food insecure, they produce a report, and we use that report to develop the food insecurity, and this guides the well-coordinated food security response to the affected people. And we also have the communication strategy that guides us on how we should communicate different disasters to the general public. We have it, and it's also a document which is being reviewed because it has outlived its life. And we also have the disaster risk management mainstreaming documents. We are currently mainstreaming disaster risk management in different government sectors and the departments. But we have one of the mainstreaming strategies is to integrate disaster risk management in the school curriculum. And we did this by developing the school source book, for primary school, secondary school, and now we are into tertiary. And we believe that if we teach the students, they are the powerful tools of change, because the message that we give them, it will be spread to their parents, to their community, and this will help us mainstream disaster risk management into the document as well as the community, thereby creating a culture of safety in the communities. We thank you so much.